Thank you, Chris. And tonight we have a very special guest. She also support our president since 2015. Please give a warm welcome to Toni Holt Kramer. Can someone? Yes, please.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I am really delighted and I am honored and I'm thrilled. And since the day I met you guys I think in the living room upstairs last month.
Yeah, we did.
Yep, and I can't get over that all you women can wear the same dress and not rush out of the room wanting to go home and change. That has never happened. It's pretty exciting. You know, the one thing that I must say is that I am sure, thank you, I am sure of one thing, that you are all going to vote for President Trump. Right? I want to see you stand up, wave your hands, and applaud him. Because never in the history of America, never in the history of our presidents, have we ever had anyone so devoted, so loyal, and so loving of America and the freedoms it is supposed to offer you. We are very proud of him. You know, as Betty said, he gave up a great life to come and work and do this. Even as recently as today, when someone asked him, would he do it? Was it worth it, what he's been through with his family and what they've done to him all these years? He said, I'd do it again. And he would do it again. And that's why it is such an honor to be here and to see all of you who have worked so hard and I know care so much, and I know he cares so much for you. I think it's really extraordinary, and I know that to me, you are all boots on the ground. I'm hoping that each and every one of you, as you go, I don't know whether you're here or I know that you have members all over this country. And I'm hoping that when you are out there with your friends, with your business associates, with your family, that the one thing you constantly talk about, that you constantly think about, is getting President Trump reelected. Because without him, thank you, without him, we do not have a country. You know, what Betty was saying, and I agree with her, when Obama was in office, that's what made me alerted to President Trump. Yep. Actually, just to give you, because Betty asked me to just kind of give you a little background, I spent 30 years in television doing the morning show, shows, I don't know how many different shows. As an interviewer, I probably interviewed 3,000, 4,000 people. Good morning, LA. Good morning, New York. Good morning, Detroit. Hello tonight. I'll see you in the evening on the 11 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock news, the 5 o'clock news. And all of it was about Hollywood, show business, and all the people. I don't think there's hardly a star in the world, and I'm very blessed to say, at least at the time I was doing it, that I had not interviewed, from Clint Eastwood to John Travolta to John Wayne. I mean, just go on and on and on. And I really think that what I was doing was preparing without really knowing it. I think God was preparing me for the work I was about to do. You know, when you work live on television in the morning, 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever, you know, you don't, in those days, we didn't have Google. So they'd say, you're going to interview so-and-so, Nancy Reagan, you're going to interview this one, that one, the other one, and you just kind of get out there and you wing it. because you're live, you make a mistake, you live with it. And all that time for all these years, very grateful. Did Talk of the Town, which was all over the world for 7 years, half-hour show interviewing celebrities at every event all over the world, and never a script. As you can see, no notes. I just talk from my heart. I just talk from my third eye, because that's what I feel. I have great appreciation and great gratitude for the gift that God gave me that I could do this. And also, I have great gratitude to all the people that I have met, that I have learned to know, who adore and honor what President Trump has done. I think that the years that I spent on television interviewing was just the beginning of me being able to say, the day that President Trump came down the escalator, oh my, I've got to get a group together. We've got to get women all over the country together to back President Trump. They've got to know who he is. How did I know that? How did I feel that? Well, my husband and I became members here about 2011. And I had just kind of retired from television. I was going to learn to play golf. Anyway, after that, I sort of got in here and I watched what was happening in this incredible, beautiful, fabulous club, nothing like it in the world. And more important, the people that work here, because they are incredible. The staff at Mar-a-Lago are one of a kind. They are all devoted, they're all caring, and they all remember everything. I don't know how they do it. But through the years, I started to watch, and I thought, my God, Obama is doing such a terrible job. You know, I know that we all think Biden's doing the worst job. I'm sure Obama's behind him. But nevertheless, you know, it alerted me. I had met Hillary. I had decided at one time that I wanted to, after a while, go to Washington and try to do television interviews and things from Washington. And I did. Actually, I did do it. And I was very lucky. I got in and right away met all the people that were the important people at that time and did lots of shows over there and lots of things over there and got to know them very, very well. A lot of the people there, both sides of the aisle. And the one thing that I noted as I was here watching what was going on, I said, you know, great things happen because there's a great person at the helm. Just like President Trump at the helm of this country for the 4 years, we enjoyed the best of everything. Every minority was working. Women were really getting great jobs and getting paid the money they should get paid for them. We had so much to be thankful for, so much to be grateful for. What an incredible human being who would give up the luxurious lifestyle that he had, where he was adored and catered to by, I'm sure some of you saw Mark Levin's show. Did you? Did you see Mark Levin talking about with President Trump on an interview? All these people that have been against President Trump, they all adored him. They wrote him letters. Oprah Winfrey, I hope we can run together. I hope we can do some kind of a political thing together. All these people that really have made his life miserable have been great friends, but he turned his back to save America. He loves America more than anything in the world. And I watched him. I watched the way this club was being run, and I thought, you know, he should be president. So on the weekends, we would come here, my husband and I, and he would usually come down from New York on Thursdays and have dinner here. And every week, because I think if you love politics and you love the financial world, which I do, I love the stock market, crazy as I am, and I think you can't know the stock market you can't know anything about the world, what's really going on, unless you understand the political scheme everywhere around the world. And I realized, my God, President Trump is a real leader. Look what he has done to Mar-a-Lago. So every weekend, the best article that I had read that week, I would save and I would send over. Gabor, how many times did you take over a note from me and Mr. Lemke and different people? And it would say, way before he was going to run, years before, 2012, 13, 14, Dear Mr. President, I thought you might like to read this. And I sent it over to him over and over every week because to me, he was the man that God had selected to save this country. And now, more than ever, he is the only man that can save this country, or woman, or anyone. He is the only one that can save this country. Otherwise, you know, we see, none of us are stupid. We see what's going on in the world today. We know, don't we? We all know. We know the reason. We know that we're supposed to be led. And you, all of you, whether you were born here or you came here directly from Vietnam, I'm sure many of you are too young. You were probably the children of parents that were born in Vietnam and lived through the communistic society there and realized how terrible it is. Socialism, communism, you know, one is just a little bit worse than the other, but basically it does one thing that it does do. The one thing it does do is deprive you and rob you of your life. And most of all, it robs you of the future. And it robs you of your incentive. And Donald Trump realized that. And that's why he started and he said, no matter what, I asked him once a few years ago, I said, you know, do you ever think about quitting? Do you ever think about not going back to do this again? He said, never. I have a job. I have a job. My job is to save America. And that is why you will never see him quit. You can bet your bottom dollar that he will be there for you every step of the way. And when he says he values all of you, believe me, he does. He is so happy to be of help and assistance, and he wants to make everybody feel that they have something to look forward to live for, to enjoy. You know, I remember interviewing, God knows, 100 years ago, George Burns, and it was when I first started my career in Hollywood. And he said, you know, I said, how could you live to be so old? What is your secret? Tell me what your secret is. And he said, it's very simple. I have a couple of martinis a day, not that much, one at lunch, one just before dinner. I take a nap every afternoon. By the way, for you men, just a little side note, I read something today that if you nap at least 20, 30 minutes, even once a week or every day, you cut your risk of a heart attack down by 68%. How do you like that? Now, you like that, right? Now, so women, we don't get it quite as much, but we're not as prone to that. So, you know, maybe we have 38%. So I'm endorsing napping. I am definitely saying probably a nap is good. I've never napped in my life unless I was sick, so I don't know. But nevertheless, getting back on track, he said, you know, there's 3 things that keep you alive. It's getting up in the morning and have something you love to do. Then loving somebody or really feeling close to someone who makes you feel that your life and their life together means something. And the last thing is looking forward to something, having something you really look forward to. Well, I know that all of you look forward to coming to our inaugural gala for President Trump in 2024. You know, we've had 3 fabulous galas for President Trump, celebrating Trump. Trumpettes, red, white, and blue. I started the Trumpettes in 2015, and Betty, I think you said you started your group in 2015, didn't you? Didn't you start around that time? 2020. Okay, well, we have a little head start. We're older. But nevertheless, we are all over the world. We are all over America with many chapters. We are all over Europe. We are all over Australia. We started out, the truth is, it's a funny story. We started out just 4 of us, 4 girls, that thought, you know, we should get women the women's vote. Really important to get the women's vote. And it was just supposed to be for South Florida, just here at Palm Beach. And I ran an adopt a Trumpet luncheon. And Mar-a-Lago wasn't even open then. It was in October, just before they opened. So I thought, well, gosh, I hope someone shows up. And I took, in this great restaurant, Cafe l'Europe, I took 1 room. They said, don't you want to take 2? I said, no, I don't know whether they'll come, and I'm not sure that we'll fill up the room. So, long story long, I took the 1 room, and we not only filled up 1 room with Adopt a Trumpet, we filled up both rooms and had a waiting line around the corner. So I guess a lot of people knew that President Trump was the right man for this job. And the election was in November, and we were so thrilled that he got elected. I remember being here election night, sitting in the bar with all the Trumpettes and all the people that believed in him. And we have, not one of us has ever wavered, neither have any of you. And I so salute you. And I love your dressmaker, by the way. Where are you? Where is that wonderful lady that designs your dresses? I mean, she's great. Look at you all. You all look terrific. And I'm so thrilled to be here tonight and just say thank you. I hope you come. We're having an event in February 2024. It will not be the inaugural, but it will be the pre-inaugural, the pre-election for Donald J. Trump. And we always have a great show. It's always in this ballroom. And this will be our 4th annual with a couple of years missed because of COVID. But we're back on track. And I thought you'd all like to know that President Trump's ratings as of today are just skyrocketing. Anybody else who thinks that they might have a chance, I don't think they really do. They might be good for other jobs, and they might have their time at some time, but not right now. I think President Trump, we don't want a dress rehearsal, do we, guys? No dress rehearsals. We want someone who's going to come in there and make America great again, as your organization stands for, and so do all of the people that love this country. And I'm delighted to be here. I thank you so much for inviting me. And if there's any questions or anything you'd like to ask me, feel free. I can't hear you. What'd you say? Did you ask a question? I want you all to be Trumpettes. I'd like you all to go to trumpetsusa.com. In fact, I'm so glad you brought that up because I almost forgot, and that would be really criminal. I'd like you all to be not only honorary Trumpettes, but real Trumpettes. And we also have Trumpsters from the men. So the men can be Trumpsters. Fred Williamson, if you know who he was, the action actor, he was our first Trumpster. John Voight came to our second event, and you know how great he is about the president. So we have had such backup, and the biggest favor you could do the president and me and America is to join TrumpetsUSA.com, and all you have to do is go online, do it, hit join, it's right there. Just put in a minimal amount of information, your name, how we contact you, your phone number or your email, and maybe a photograph if you like. And then after that, what we will do is we will send you every week. You will get information. You will get inside news. We keep you posted on everything, and we will keep you up to date. And if you would all consider yourselves truly boots on the ground for the next election, I would be so grateful, and I know the president will be too, because he loves this country with his whole heart, or he wouldn't have gone through what he's gone through all these years. So if we're all behind him, let's really do it. Join us, and we will be so grateful. And I hope we see you in February 2024. I think it's Super Bowl weekend, February 10th, 2024. And then, of course, I would like you all to know that we are going to hold the golden inaugural right after he is reelected. The golden inaugural, because he loves gold. Thank you. Thank you very much, and I appreciate being here, and I wish you all happiness and joy, and I love your dresses. I want one of them.